There are more stories in the Bible that I can use to prove that God is not the tres omnis that people claim he is, and he seems very fickle and unknowing. Let's talk about them. Our first story starts here with giants and the earth. Let's use my book of Bible stories for illustration. We are taught that God's looked down upon the women, saw they were beautiful, mated with them, and then had those giant babies. And the humans at that time were disobeying God, so they too were also evil. Not knowing what else to do because killing is just easy, God sends a flood and only a few people would survive into the new world. Well, guess what? We find out later those giants still exist because when Moses tries to move into Canaan, guess who's there? That's right, you guessed it. The giants were already in the land. I thought the flood was supposed to take them out. Anyway, remember Moses sent the 12 spies ahead to see what was going on? And they said the men there made them look like grasshoppers, and the fruit was huge and juicy. So God flooded the world, killed everybody, killed all the animals for naught, because the giants survived the flood. Seems pretty fickle and unknowing if you ask me. Next story. Now this one is one of my favorites because Yahweh is defeated by another god named Chemosh. This is called the Mesha Stele. The king of Israel, Edom, and Judah formed an alliance against the king of Moab named Mesha. Moab was a vassal to the Israelites, and supposedly he was to pay this exorbitant amount to them as tribute. And he was like, nah, we're not doing this anymore. So Jehoshaphat, who was the king of Judah, says, is there a prophet who can tell us if we're going to win or not? Can they talk to Yahweh and find out if we're good to go? So Elisha, we don't like Elisha because he's like responsible for murking Jezebel and her entire family, like genocide. So Elisha comes and he's like, let me talk to Yahweh. Boopity boop, diddy doot, 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 doot. And he's like, oh yeah, all's good. We got this on lock. So they proceed forward with the assault on the Moabites. Now, at some point, Israel, Judah, and Edom start to run out of the water, and they're like, oh, this is not looking good. So Elisha is like, conferring with Yahweh, and he was like, all's going to be good. There's going to be some water in the valley. Make sure you drink up. Well, Mesha one day wakes up, sees all this water in the valley, and it looks like blood reflecting on the water. It's just the sunrise. He doesn't know any better. He's like, we're in the clear. We're going to win. He thinks that Israel, Judah, and Edom have fought each other, and that's all blood spillage. So he's like, nope, wrong. The Israelites, Judah, Edom come and attack him at his wall. Well, in an act of desperation, he murks his only son, the next in line to king. And you know what the Bible says? The wrath was so great against Israel, that they all fled. Chemosh, who was the Moabite state god, defeats Yahweh, as written in history on the Mesha Stele. Seems pretty fickle and unknowing for God to send 3 kingdoms into battle just to lose.